Good time zone, everyone, and thank you for coming to episode 4 of our RogueTech LP. We should now be 1 month of real time, or I guess closer to 3 weeks, into the gameplay. And we are doing pretty well. In our last sortie, we managed to loot a functioning VTOL. We did learn that VTOLs are quite scary, but we will be actually fielding a VTOL in our, combined arms lance that we are working on. We can see here all of our pilots are fatigued. We have a financial report immediately in 30 days. Our light rocket carrier is being repaired. Our hunchback is being repaired. Generally, there's not really anything we can do until we've repaired all of our mechs. So what we're going to do at this point in time is advance the timeline and sort of go a little bit forward. And that's where I'm going to discuss something else that is a part of RogueTech. So one thing you may have noticed as I click the advance and pause the flow of time, you see here in the little news tracker that all of these little events pop up, and these are essentially mini flashpoints. If I were to go to navigation, let's say, I would be able to look at any of those star systems that was mentioned and see that there was combat going on in that system, and I could choose to pitch in on either side. So this is the MERCnet system update. In essence, it's the same as vanilla BattleTech. The main difference is the new systems that exist. You can see here, this is the entirety of the inner sphere. And as we zoom in, right towards the center, I want to say, somewhere around here, we will be able to find Terra. And Terra is the headquarters of the Word of Blake and Comstar. We are all the way down here, unfortunately, in the Magistracy of Canopus, out toward the periphery. And as we look around the system, there are a few other spots. The Tortuga Dominions are out here. These are pirates. Over here, we have the New Delphi Compact. Out here, we have the Channelaine Isles. All the way out here is the Hanseatic League, the Axumite Providence. And if we zoom out further, which we can do, we go all the way up here. This is clan space. All the way up here. And that is where the clans are and where they go to make their invasion. There are other systems, in a few other places. For example, the Epsilon Pegasus system is occupied by Comstar. There are a few other places that do exist, but there's not many. There are not many. And what you can also see is on these, pulsing planets, there are battles going on between factions in these locations. So, for example, Pero is being raided by the Free Rasselhague Republic, and it is Lyran Commonwealth Space. If we look over here at this planet that's sort of pulsing, this is a Comstar-controlled planet. And it looks like there's a flashpoint here as well. It would take us 65 days to get there, though. So I don't necessarily know that we want to do that. And, I mean, we would be working for Comstar, which we may not be doing on this playthrough. So instead, I think what we're going to do is we're going to check the command center. We're going to look at a new mission here.
Pull up a chair.
If we have anything. And if there's nothing particularly standing out in this system, I think we will travel to another system and try our luck there. Because right now we are in the capital of the Magistracy of Canopus. And overall, I would say there's not too much going on here. Like, if we take a look at this, isolated enemy force, but they temporarily place an air asset under our control, so we would be guarding a VTOL. Operation Filthy Milk. Now, that is not a title that I'm a big fan of. I'm just gonna be honest. Operation Macabre Castle. Okay, recovering a functional piece of Star League Defense Force technology. I mean, there's a million to be had here, and it's a straight battle in the lowlands, but it is against the Magistracy of Canopus. So I don't know how I feel about that. This, on the other hand, is an assassinate contract tasking us against the local government, and it's offering 523 salvage or 1 million C-bills. So I think this is what we're going to take, and then after that, we're going to book it out of the system into a neighboring system. I don't like to jump more than one system at a time, on account of the fact that it takes an extended period of time. So, if we were to go to here, Aspropyrgos in Merrick space, that's 2 jumps, 27 days of time, and 50,000 C-bills. If we go into this conflicted system, Finardir, that's 24 days and 25,000 C-bills. So I think we're going to focus on Canopus 4. Like, we're going to do one more mission here after we get everything repaired. Actually, depending on how much time we have left in the repair timer, it may be better for us to move to a secondary system. Let me just re-review everything. This is going to be another sort of mech bay heavy episode. Please feel free to fast forward if you would rather we skip to the action, but I just want to go over what I have and see what we can do with it. Our light rocket carrier, like I mentioned, is being repaired. The Venator VGAAC. What components did we lose on this? Looks like none, so really we would just repair it. 2 days of repair, 24,000 C-bills, that's not bad at all. Let's see if we can trick anything out. We'll try refitting our tank. We might be able to upgrade the armor or structure on it. I do love that our tank is just here, existing. Let's look at the equipment. Now, we cannot use any bolt-on components, unfortunately. Part of the problem is that tanks don't have a built-in carry capacity. Yeah, we're gonna put the bolt-on minigun on something. That is happening for sure. The LBX AC-10 might be worth it if we can field some better weaponry. The LBX AC-10 firing for 60 damage, increased accuracy, better targeting. We have ammo for it? We have ammo for it. Cluster ammo at that. Accuracy against VTOL? Oh boy. Well, now we're gonna make some stuff happen. Alright. So we're gonna remove the AC-10 ammo. And put in this LBX-10 ammo. This ammunition box is too heavy, but should be no more than 1.5 tons. That doesn't make any sense. Can't replace a component of a different type? What happened here? You cannot auto-assign armor while a mech location is destroyed. None of these locations are destroyed, though. I'm a little concerned that I can't refit this. Is it bugged out, maybe? Should be no more than 5 slots. Yeah, that takes up 6. Okay. Alright, I guess we're not doing that after all. That's unfortunate. Can I replace the sensor? I can't replace fixed equipment. Wow, there's not really a lot we can do here. That's a little bit of a bummer. It is a little bit of a bummer. I expected we'd be able to do more refitting on that. But that's okay, we can still trick out our mechs. We'll go ahead and start with the Huron Warrior. Alright, we have 4.7 carry capacity here. And I think our solution on that, just based on what we have, we need to maintain our position as a long-range combatant. What would be particularly helpful is if we had ferrofibrous armor, but unfortunately we do not. We can replace our cockpit with a clan cockpit, which would improve our bleed out speed and our gunnery, which would allow for better shooting. And let's face it, better shooting, we definitely want to take that. So we'll replace the cockpit with a clan cockpit. It's going to take 90 C-bills in one day. And we can use a clan fire control system for another +1 gunnery. Or we can use... No, we're going to use this one with breaching shot. So that way when we only fire the Gauss rifle, it ignores cover and guarded. Because breaching shot automatically applies no matter what you do with your resolve and everything else. You can combine it with things like offensive push and similar called shots. So we're going to make that change to the Huron Warrior.
Right.
And we're going to start making some changes to the Hunchback as well. We're also going to do a little bit of work to modify the Javelin. Again, we don't really have anything... we don't really have much we can modify on the Javelin right now. But we are going to make a few changes. I think the first thing we should probably do, especially considering how heat efficient we are, is strip a heatsink. Wait, that's a free heatsink. We can't do anything with it. Damn. I don't like that. I was really hoping I would be able to get another ton of SRM ammo in here. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. Bummer. Okay. With that, yeah, until we get some endosteel or ferrofibrous armor, we're not really going to be able to do anything on that front. The Eagle has endosteel, but does not have much in the way of, well, anything. So we'll start refitting this. I think on this one we want to use the bolt-on minigun. Nah, wait. Let's look at the range on it. 120 to 240, 240 to 480, 420 to 840. So we have a medium to long-range combatant here. 300 to 600. Okay, the bolt-on incendiary rockets might do it. So I think we'll take that. We'll stick some recon sensors on this one because we are using it as our scout mech. And heatsink wise, I would say we're pretty good. We could stick a UAV compartment in it. But it costs us 10,000 C-bills per use for a basic UAV, so I don't really think we're going to stick with that. So we've got 16 days of work ahead of us, 4 days to complete the Argo training module. Oh, 18 days of work ahead of us. At this point, we kind of just need to run the timer. Too many radishes. Before you enter the mess hall, you can hear the palpable buzz of grumbling. Shorty's voice rises above the clamor. Radishes? Radishes? I swear if I ever see another radish on my plate, I'm gonna jump out an airlock and hope the next dropship to come along has a better cook. The echo of agreement follows suggests a rising disenchantment with the mess hall's current menu. So what we can do is do nothing, buy a greater variety of food, purchase a greater variety of food with funds diverted from other departments, or because we are on an agricultural world, we could exchange our crops with local farmers and get variety that way. This seems like the best option because it's not going to cost us any C-bills, and it's not going to cost us any mech tech rating or medical bay rating. So as we do that, later in the week, Darius reports his progress to the morning briefing. It's good timing that we're in orbit over a planet with a robust agriculture industry. I managed to exchange some of our current foodstuffs for a wider variety of fruits and vegetables. I'm not sure if it's an improvement, but it's different. Dr. Murad chuckles. Let's finish our contracts and leave the system before they eat the radishes. They may want their supplies back. So we get a tiny buff to morale, and now they're discouraged and not mutinous. Apologies once again for the unfortunate incident that did occur here. We did lose a little bit of audio simply due to me muting the mic and forgetting to unmute it. Thankfully, it's not too much audio lost, and none of it is gameplay audio necessarily. It's a lot of tactical discussion, etc. So what we're doing here is we're advancing the timeline, and we are moving forward until everything has been completed. We do still have a couple of performance stutters here and there, but thankfully that is easy to take care of. Training Module 1 did complete itself, therefore our mech warriors are now able to pick up experience passively. That's huge for us because we cannot field all of our mech warriors at the same time, and it's very helpful for them to be able to pick up a flat amount of XP per day. It's particularly useful for especially some of our lower stats mech warriors. We're now going through and just running through XP, seeing if there's anybody we can train up, seeing as we are going to be fielding a full lance of 6 at this point.
Orders?
We are able to get Guts on Kickstart, which is extremely useful as he is a tank pilot.
Standing by.
We do see that Ruthless is able to get some stuff. Shorty and Shotel is able to go up to piloting 3, which is useful. So we pop back to the barracks and go over to the Argo. check engineering just so we can get started on a new upgrade. We do want to build the lounge so that we can continue upgrading our morale, because discouraged has a negative effect on our resolve input, and resolve input is important for things like offensive push, vigilance, basically every ability that you want to use in the middle of a fight. And if our morale is in the toilet, we don't have access to that. So at this point, we're back to advancing the timeline, and all we can do is wait. So as we do so, we continue allowing the timeline to pass on. It looks like Davion is doing a lot of work, so the Federated Suns are on the offensive in their sector of space. The only things we have left to fix are the Huron Warrior and the Eagle. And as we complete those, we are now ready for yet another contract. We go over to the mech bay just to do some more upgrading. We take a look at the Hunchback first thing. And as we go through, we take a look at the Hunchback to see if we can replace the AC-20 with the large bore autocannon 20. The large bore autocannon is a little bit better against VTOLs, and it's generally a more appropriate weapon. We do have slug ammo for it, which does a lot of damage to stability. We have ammo for an ultra autocannon 20, but we don't actually have an ultra autocannon 20 to go with it. We've got a high velocity autocannon 10, a couple of UAC 2s and 5s, nothing particularly major there. But really we don't have anything that can replace the AC-20. We do have some armor and structure upgrades that we can make, and those will allow us to mount a little bit more in the way of weaponry. However, without ferrofibrous armor or endosteel infrastructure, we're not really able to do anything. Heat sinks are not really going to help us on account of the fact that we don't really rely on our energy weapons. This is mainly an AC-20 sniper. And the heat sinks that we do have are not particularly great. We do want to apply a standard fire control system, or rather a clan standard fire control system for the boost to gunnery. That's going to be extremely helpful, as well as applying the clan sensors, which are going to also boost our gunnery. That's going to help us with sniping with that AC-20 and hopefully get some really sick cross-map 360 no-scopes. Not that we're actually going to be getting 360 cross-map no-scopes, but we are going to start removing some of the heatsink doubles. They don't affect our heat efficiency in any appreciable way because we're not really built for energy weapons. We are more built for ballistic, and at this point what we would probably want to do is look into upgrades so that we can try to, trick this out a little bit more. We could mount an SRM-2 on the right arm, but an SRM-2 is not going to do much of anything, especially at the range that the AC-20 is active at. We don't have the tonnage to mount the medium rifle. Really, all we would be able to do is mount the extended range small laser, which is not going to be as effective compared to the current medium lasers we have. The SRM-2, as I mentioned, would have been... It would be funny, but we're not really doing it for like the memes. We instead decide to max our armor as much as we can, which makes the Hunchback significantly more durable. As you can see, we maxed our rear armor almost completely, and our front armor is also almost completely maxed, so we're going to be taking a lot fewer hits to structure. It's going to take 7 days because it is a significant change to the armor. However, we do have some other things that we can work on as well. We pop over to... I have no idea what I was talking about here. We pop over to the command center, take a look at this mission. It's an assassination mission in Highlands, so that's normal. We have a straight battle in the lowlands for the planetary government. We almost consider taking this contract, but the hit to reputation with Magistracy of Canopus just isn't worth it. So instead, we do decide to take a assassination payment for Magistracy, and we decide to leave it neutral with the 3 salvage, 13 total, and medium pay. And in addition to that, we do decide to start fielding some very interesting lance choices. There was a visual glitch there with the battle armor selection for slot 4, but that really didn't seem to affect anything. We're going to put Fester in slot 4 because he's a vehicle pilot, and Shotel can only pilot mechs. You can only put mechs in slot 1 of your lance. So once we get Fester, we're going to put him in, I believe we put Fester in the... No, we put him in the Huron Warrior, that's right, and we switch Bugs over to this so that he can pilot the Venator VTOL. We leave Kickstart in the Chasseur, and we put Ransor in the Rocket Carrier, which allows us to prep a full lance, including our Combined Arms Detachment, and we actually look to be pretty set for this mission. So as we go through our vehicles one more time, we deploy. So let's get to the battlefield.
Command interface initiated.
So we already have visual confirmation on the enemy mech. Looks like it's not anything major. Can't tell what it is, but something. And we do see that there's a secondary objective. Yeah, it looks like our secondary objective is here. This is an enemy lance. And the closest we can probably deploy would be here, I imagine. Yeah, and we want to touch down inside of cover. So, deploying into this forest is probably our best idea. Enemy mech is up here. Supporting lance is over there. We might be able to make this a hit and run, but I cannot make any guarantees. Looks like we've got Shotel and Shorty going first in the 2... Ah, no. Looks like it's just Shorty going first. Until phase 16, in which point Ransur and Shotel are both going.
Moving to position.
Now, as the weather report did indicate, we are likely to see lack of visual contact, but... Oh, it's an Irby with 2 energy weapons? That means it must be an AC-10 Irby, I think. We need to see what's going on. It looks like a Locust, a Kit Fox, and an Arctic Fox. So 2 clan mechs. What is going on with all the clan tech in the early game right now? I am not digging that.
Receiving you.
Alright, we gotta move the rocket carrier. We gotta move the rocket carrier over here. Race that up, and we're gonna send Shotel in the Eagle. We will sprint across to as close as we can to that other forest. Now, I don't think spawn protection is going to be removed until round 2 or 3, so we're going to have quite a bit to go. We'll also sprint the Chasseur up to here.
10-4.
It's going to move a little farther than our rocket carrier does on account of the fact that it's a light tank as opposed to a medium carrier. But with 7 pips of evasion, I'm not particularly concerned about it. Going to keep an eye on these clan tech mechs and see what happens there. Are they packing plasma? Is that what I'm seeing right there? Because that's extremely concerning. I want to go back to that. Hang on. Arctic Fox. It's got a ballistic weapon that's damaged, it appears. An energy weapon and an unidentified. Ballistic, 2 energy, missile, 2 unidentified. And the Locust is probably just packing 3 medium lasers and a large. So we're going to take Fester and the Huron Warrior. Move him up
In motion,
here.
Commander.
Overall, I would say we're in a decent position, but the Irby is what we really need to focus on taking out.
What do you need?
And Bugs in the Venator. Yeah, we're going to need to double move him out to here.
On the move. Full speed.
I think that might need to be patched because that was mech footstep audio.
Yeah.
Ooh, spawn protection removed. We're in it now.
On my way.
Let's go. We do have... While we have a shot on the Irby, I would say 20% on an extended range large laser is not the best. But it's also undoubtedly better than the shot that we would have on any of these 3 clan mechs. Since it is an energy weapon and we don't have to worry about things like ammunition, or really heat buildup for that matter, as we are in a colder climate, and we're not even really in a cold climate, we're just in a neutral climate,
Pulling the trigger.
I strongly dislike that voice pack. Someone in the comments, please remind me to change that voice pack at some point, if I do not remember by the end of this video. So there's our Locust, and we get to start making moves. Bugs is, of course, in the Venator. We're not going to deploy the cluster bombs yet. I just don't feel like that's a good idea. And considering the AC-10 only has an 11% chance to hit, I feel as though taking the shot right now is not worth it. We're going to stick with our 7 evasion and stay out of the way on that. It looked like that made impact, but I don't see anything in the combat log. Yeah, nothing hit. Let's get Ransor moving in the rocket carrier. Because he's gonna be in a weird position.
Double time.
He can either like completely open up the nuclear option on the Locust, or at 16% chance to hit, 20 rockets, 4 damage each. I don't think it's worth it. Yet. I think we need to close distance before we do anything like that.
Standing by.
So if we move Shorty in here, get him up to 6 evasion,
Roger.
he's going to be out of range for SRMs, unfortunately. And that's just going to be something we have to deal with. But we can brace until they close ranks with us. The Irby is undoubtedly going to move. Extended range PPC. Okay. Now I see what's going on. So we can use the VTOL, if we retask, to target the Irby. Simply put, the Irby's not going to have much evasion. They don't move far. They get like max 1 evasion per turn unless they use jump jets. Yeah, 3 evasion. I believe we have a very good chance to hit this if we move the VTOL into the correct position. For the time being, we will get the Chasseur moving. And we're going to have to start the combined arms fight that way. We have a 20.8% chance to hit with the AC-10. Unfortunately, this is a light mech, and it's going to be moving far and fast every turn, so unless we can leg it, it's going to be a losing proposition until our mechs can actually get involved in the fight. Really, the autocannons are best served bringing to bear on the Irby, but I feel as though we have to take this shot or we're going to pay for it.
Inflicted some nasty on that some bitch.
And there it is. I mean, we destroyed the left arm. We at least managed to hit. So that Locust is hurting. Looks like no effect on target from the Kit Fox, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Already?
Which means we can start moving the Huron Warrior into position and take advantage of all the nice upgrades we made to gunnery on it. .25% chance to hit with both the Gauss rifle. Excuse me, cut that out later. 25% chance to hit with the Gauss rifle and the extended range large laser. A 1 in 4 is good, but the fact that we can hit the Irby is really what I'm holding out on.
Guns on target.
Double miss. Nothing major, but
Damn, missed.
we still have possibilities here. Shorty, on the other hand, in the Javelin, is going to move up to here and throw down with these light mechs and try to tie them up before the urban mech can close distance with them. Because we've exposed structure, I think we're going to start with the tandem missiles and hope that something connects. Nothing does.
Target missed.
Unfortunately, it's just a bad time all around for us, but the Locust is going to close ranks and fire whatever it's got, so no contact on the Venator, which makes me happy. We're going to have to get Chotel and the Eagle into position and determine what we want to do here. We could take a shot at the urban mech. It's a 25% chance to hit. Or we take a shot at the Locust and we use one of our packs of bolt-on incendiary rockets. We've got a 1 in 3 chance to hit with the large and medium lasers, 40% chance to hit with the tag, which will increase the hit chance of everything further down the chain. And we do have a somewhat okay plan here. This Alpha Strike is not going to generate enough heat for us to go heat positive, so I think by firing into the right side, we do have a good chance here. We take out the laser on that side, that removes the other small laser that's on the arm. The center torso is where that large laser is mounted, so I think we need to pull the trigger on this and just get this guy off the field. Guns off the field is our primary doctrine at all times.
Lock it on and fire
Alright,
it
the
off.
tag hits, the incendiary rockets connect. That Arctic Fox is advancing oddly. Oh, it's going for guarded and entrenched. That makes sense.
Skipper.
Let's advance the Chasseur to here.
Affirmative, Commander.
We're gonna remain in cover, which is always helpful. And we are going to start cranking up our chance to hit with the machine gun. The more bullets we put out of the machine gun, the higher the likelihood of us getting a headshot on this mech. And if we do get a headshot on the mech, then what ends up happening is the pilot takes an injury. We got a hit. We got 1 round on target, and that's better than we had before. We're going to take a look at our hit chance with this. I need to be honest, I don't like it. The Rocket Pack 20 is not bad. We only have 5 shots with it. But at a 34.5% chance to hit, I think it might be worth. Let's do it. We got quite a few rounds on target. We gotta watch that Irby though. Ooh, PPC impact. Alright, I gotta deal with that.
Yes.
Sooner rather than later. Let's get the Huron Warrior in play. The Urban Mech didn't move. It just took a stationary shot. Why does it have evasion? I thought it didn't move. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna take a shot at something, that's for sure. It looks like our best shot is actually with the extended range large laser. And this is the guy that's guarded and in cover, so breaching shot will actually be effective if we do this. We make sure that we don't have to turn that on in abilities. Alright, let's roll the dice.
Guns on target.
We legged it.
Good hit.
Oh, that's amazing. We leg, and he's got 2 activations remaining before he bleeds out. Oh, that is like ideal. It looks like we shrugged off a little bit of damage, and the Locust took a stray for us. Oh, man. It is, as they say, everything is coming up Millhouse. Alright, we're gonna move into here. And we're going to do the thing that we should have done from the start. We are going to deploy some cluster munitions and hopefully hit both of them at the same time. Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, a hit with the AC. And then the cluster bombs hit. Overall, I would say that our VTOL has now paid for itself. Looks like the Locust is gonna go for a melee attack on the Huron Warrior? Or did he just circle around?
Ready for orders.
I'm seeing something, but what I'm seeing doesn't make any sense. I feel like this Locust pilot has lost the plot a little bit. But we are going to maintain current posture, and we're going to mag dump into the Locust. Firing from this side, we're hitting left torso and center torso. Left torso is already exposed, and center torso is already damaged, so we'll stick to standard ammo on this one. We won't rely too heavily on the tandems right now. I want to conserve those if we need them to take out the Kit Fox. Alright, we took out a heat sink, stressed out that pilot, and now it's Kickstart's turn. I have a couple of options here. I don't have a shot on...
I got you.
No, I don't have a shot on the Irby anymore, but that also means the Irby doesn't have a shot on me. The AC-10 is there, or I can shoot the back of the Locust. I think shooting the Locust in the back is a better idea, following our guns off the field doctrine. It's gone.
Bye-bye.
And that means Fester,
Yes.
in the Huron Warrior, can
Motion,
advance. And I think we can start trying to use the breaching shot to take out the Irby.
Guns on target.
Miss. I hates it, but what can we do? Next up, we've got the Ransor. I'm going to sprint him up. I'm actually going to try and flank around this rock right here. That way I can pop out and take the Kit Fox in the side.
Commander.
Bugs in the Venator. I do not want to mess with that Kit Fox anymore. Yeah, with 7 evasion, I don't think it's worth it.
Aye, aye.
So instead, I'm going to fly the Venator out there. And I'm going to keep trying to put rounds into the Irby.
Primary target damage, Commander.
Turns out, that pays off. Combined Arms Lances. They put in work. Alright, we're going to move the Eagle over here. Present front. I need to see how bad the armor is. Center torso. Okay, so we don't want to stay in combat too long. The Kit Fox... I'm concerned that it's capable of generating heat, because I don't know what its heat sink situation looks like. But I don't think the bolt-on rockets are going to help us right here. So I'm going to focus on... Oh my god! UAC-5 destroyed. Streak SRM-2 destroyed. Looks like it was an ammo explosion. But wouldn't it have told us it was an ammo explosion? I don't know. But that UAC-5 being off the field, extremely helpful. Unfortunately for us, our center torso is now exposed, which means Eagle is threatened, to say the least. Oh no. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's real bad.
Losing a lot of armor here.
Alright, the Arctic Fox stands up, which means that pilot was activated. He's got 1 turn left until he bleeds out. He's moving, which means he cannot use first aid. Oh no. And now we're down an arm.
Took a wound. I lost a weapon.
Okay, we gotta get Shotel out of there. That is our immediate next priority. Because not only is she unsteady, which means she has no evasion, center torso is exposed, left arm is destroyed, which means left torso is likely exposed. None of this is good. And I don't like any of it, but we don't really have much of a choice. We have to act somehow. We forced that pilot to punch. Oh my god.
What do you want?
It gets better. Okay.
Moving.
If we get an opportunity to get Shotel out of combat, I'm taking it. I don't want to have her punch. Because I don't remember the components, but, we're gonna take another breaching shot at the Irby.
Guns on target.
Ooh, straight into center torso.
Crippled them, Commander.
Wait, No. Ignores cover, 50 armor, 30 structure, structure exposed, right arm destroyed, shoulder destroyed, upper arm heatsink, and the PPC. Okay.
What are your orders, Skipper?
So our assassination has the potential to go off without a hitch, but we're going to be down a tag with no replacement. And that's something I don't particularly like. We don't have a component to replace the tag on our Eagle, which takes it out of the running as a scout mech. We did just smack it somewhere. Looks like, yeah, right torso. Whew. We've done some real damage.
Copy.
We are going to jump jet away. Present.
Affirmative.
Oh, we can't present right side. None of that is good. But we need to stay out of combat at this point and bring something else up to take fire. Large laser misses the chasseur, thankfully. Meaning we have bugs in the VTOL. We do not have actual bugs in the VTOL, but we do have a pilot named Bugs flying a VTOL. Important note. If there were bugs in the VTOL, I would be pretty concerned. We have a 66.7% chance to hit with this AC-10, and the cluster bombs, yeah, we're taking it. That bomb went way off course.
Missiles are out. Good to go.
I think we're going to sprint the light rocket carrier up here. And this, I believe, is our nuclear option. Like, at this point, what are we waiting for? This is the only mech left on the field, other than the assassination target.
Confirmed.
So now we sit back and watch the damage roll. Head hit, pilot injured, side destroyed, pilot injured.
Our target is bugging out. Stop it before it gets away.
I think we killed him. No, we just destroyed everything. All of it. The entire mech is gone.
Ready for orders.
I accidentally shot it to pieces. So, we'll just keep shooting at things, I guess. This light rocket carrier turns out to have also paid off. Alright, we destroyed a heatsink, shoulder actuator. It's unsettled and unsteady. Honestly, if we sprint the javelin, no, we have line of sight, but it's not optimal range for the SRMs. We would have a good chance of killing it. All things considered, I think we've done okay.
Copy.
We could move Shotel. That's an interesting visual bug, that arm is just hanging out there. And we'll just take a shot, because why not? Smoke them if you got them. They did hit.
SRMs are gone.
Ready to rock.
I think this urban mech is not going anywhere.
Firing.
AC-10 misses, but that's okay. We've made our share of ridiculous AC-10 shots today.
Receiving you.
We're going to move Bugs over to here. Put another AC-10 round. And he punches. Not much of an assassination, considering he punched, but hey, whatever.
Mission successful.
What that means for us is that not only is the urban mech intact for us to claim, that Arctic Fox is as well. Okay, so we destroyed the propagandist, escaped, destroyed supporting enemy forces, contract payment increased by 50 thou, we lose reputation with the planetary government, that doesn't really bother me. Drop costs, heatsink, ammo costs. Where we're really gonna get hurt is the upgrade costs, or the repair costs, because the Eagle took some nasty hits. Let's see what all we lost. An extended range medium laser, 2 double heat sinks, 2 jump jets, and a tag. That's unfortunate. Everything else came out pretty good. Those mine dispenser 15s have been damaged. We don't have anything to replace them with right now, so nothing we can really do about that. But Kickstart got a kill, Ransor got a kill, Bugs got a kill, and Shorty got a kill. And I'm just saying, the pilots that are really impressing me, and the units that we're fielding that are really impressing me are our vehicles. Our combined arms capabilities are doing really well. Alright, let's see. As the salvage crew picks over the battlefield, you're contacted by the Magistracy of Canopus representative. They insist the contract terms allow them first rights to the following items: 3 Kit Fox components and a piece of the urban mech. They offer to add the following: 8 standard fusion engines, 2 clan ferrofibrous. Yeah, go for it. Give me the ferrofibrous clan stuff. Let me see if there's anything else worth taking. There is an Arctic Fox here. I want to see what it has. What is on it? Double heatsink kit, Omni-Mech gyro, full Omnipod setup, LBX AC-10, that doesn't bother me that much. This doesn't actually bother me. I'll disassemble it. So, what I think we should take... 3 ferrofibrous clans, though. Oh my god. That's too good. And clan endo steel. That's too good. I can't pass that up. We got really good loot out of that. Alright, let's see what else we get. Chunk of an Arctic Fox. Chunk of an urban mech. Generic armor. Trash it. Basic cockpit. Trash it. Clan fire control system. The LBX autocannon's good. Omnipod components, not worried about. Standard fusion engine, not worried about. And basic structure, also not worried about. So overall, we get 4,881,000, and we come out of that with massive upgrades. That's huge. Like, 2 clan ferrofibrous and an endo steel? That frees up so much tonnage on a lot of our mechs. Alright, 94,280 C-bills. Mostly for the Eagle. That's what's really gonna hurt us. Yeah. Gonna be bad. And then Chotel, of course, is injured, which is even worse. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to jump the Hunchback ahead of the Eagle on the repair structure, or the repair time. We will pass through that. And actually, before we go ahead and get started on all of this business, I think we are going to end the episode here. It has been a pleasure playing RogueTech for you all once again. Thank you for coming out. If you enjoyed the content you saw, if you like what I've been doing, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any feedback, any questions, comments, or concerns, you can also feel free to leave those in the comments, and I will be happy to respond to you. The upload schedule is every Tuesday, so every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, you will see a new episode of the RogueTech Let's Play, where the Festering Wounds will continue their journey all the way up until the new version of RogueTech releases. So thank you once again, and have a wonderful time zone. Remember, Mr. Rogers would love you just the way you are, and so do I. Be good to each other out there.